My name is Rosalie, and this is 5 things I knew, and this is 5 things I wish I knew when I first started making music. I've been making music since I was 16 years old. Oh, that little girl, when she first started, she was so sweet, and so innocent, and so scared. Oh, I love her so much, and gosh, she had no idea the journey that she'd have ahead of her. By sharing what I've learned since then, I hope it helps somebody. Like it helps them learn these things sooner than it took me. I definitely learned things the hard way. Before we get started, one little thing. This is a safe space. This is a space where it's okay to be vulnerable. It is encouraged to be vulnerable. I will be vulnerable. I will be myself. I hope you will be yourself as well. Grab a coffee, grab a tea, grab a blanket. If it's summer, grab a fan. Let's have a conversation. Talk about things that are deep and that matter, like music and like becoming our best selves and doing what feels heart aligned with us. Number one, it takes a lot of effort for something to look effortless. That was lazy. Number one, it takes a lot of effort to make something look effortless. Number one, it takes a lot of effort to make something look effortless. Do you want to come here, baby?
Oh, hello.
Number one, it takes a lot of effort for something to look effortless. People that seem like they're naturally gifted, 99.9% of the time, there has been so much discipline and work and effort put into sounding so effortless. It's like an Olympic athlete. You watch them and they do these amazing feats, but they've trained for that. They make it look easy because they've done it countless infinity times. It's the same with being a musician. If you want to become an effortless guitar player, an effortless singer, an effortless songwriter, it takes repetition. It's almost like you're learning a language and you have to practice that language so you can become fluent in your art medium of choice. Number two, don't hold yourself back by being perfect. Don't be afraid to be bad. It takes time. It takes a lot of hours. It takes a lot of experimenting and trying and looking at everything from every side, walking around the experience like a sculpture in 360 degrees instead of looking at it like a painting. It takes time to do that. It's not just like to find your voice, like your actual physical voice, but then like to find your artistic voice. What is your unique perspective? It takes time to live that life. It takes time to figure out who you are. And in the meantime, while you're doing that, there are things that you might think are bad. That's part of the process. I look at some of my early work. Like I love the first song that I wrote. Is it something that I would write now? No, but there's something so sweet and innocent about it. And sometimes I'll listen to really old recordings of myself from when I was really young. They're just so sweet and so innocent, and they're not bad. They're just different. I was a different person, and like how beautiful to have that time capsule of yourself, right? Like how beautiful to kind of see your development. And it never really goes away, right? Like I'm working with an amazing voice teacher right now, and we're really working on expanding my vocal range and like playing with different styles. And I'm going through that now. Like I'm really trying to find my chestier mixed voice right now. And whew, it's rough. Like it sounds like a dying animal. It doesn't sound pretty. It doesn't sound how I want it to sound. And, take my own advice here. Like, you just have to keep doing it. It's muscle memory. I can't expect to lift 200 pounds after going to the gym like once, right? And so you just have to not be afraid to experiment. And the thing about experiments is that sometimes your thesis is proved correctly, sometimes it's proved incorrectly. Sometimes the experiment fails, sometimes the experiment is a success. But it takes so many of those failed experiments to get to the innovation, the invention. There's no way to shortcut that. Like you just have to keep going. And if anything, by trying to have perfection over progress, it takes longer to get the results that you want to get. You just have to get out there and try. It's like this YouTube video that I'm making right now. I'm filming on my iPhone, and I had this Filmic Pro camera that keeps like short circuiting on me, so I had to move to like my regular iPhone camera, and it's like not going to be as good, and I had to like refilm it. I don't have like a fancy camera, and you know what? That's okay. Like progress over perfection. Like I'm sure in however many years from now, a year from now, hopefully maybe sooner, I'll look back and be like, yeah, I can see the seeds of what I'll become in these videos now. And so if you're here with me now, thank you. And thanks for being here early and here now and hanging out with me, because I'm grateful for that. So to recap, don't hold yourself back by trying to be perfect. Be consistent, be iterative, be experimental. Just keep going. You will get better by doing. And if you just keep moving forward and stop judging yourself, you will start to see the improvement. And that's something to be proud of. Just keep going. Just keep going. Number 3, performing is muscle memory. If you have stage fright, the way to like help get over your stage fright is to just like keep performing and to like keep using that muscle. This is a weird analogy, but the analogy that I always use for some weird reason is that if you go horseback riding for like the very first time, the next day, the next couple days, like you're gonna be really sore. Because like when are you ever in that position, right? But eventually, like if you keep going horseback riding enough, eventually the saddle doesn't make you sore. I don't know like where that analogy came from with me, but for some reason it's like always what I think of. And so it's just a matter of you have to just keep performing. I had terrible, terrible debilitating stage fright when I was first starting out. Kept me from performing for like so many years. Eventually what helped me get over it was 2 things. One, my dad had a miraculous recovery from a cancer diagnosis. He was given a year and a half if he was lucky, and in a year and a half he was healed. And I was really involved in his caretaking. And after he got better, I realized 2 things. One, I realized that life was too short to not do what you want to do in this world. Like I always knew I wanted to be an artist. I just didn't have the courage to do it. And 2, I realized that if I could face what I had just been through, I faced the prospect of my dad not making it, that I could face an audience. So everything that I'd been putting into his healing and his caretaking, I put into my music career and my passion and what I loved. And I started going to a workshop every week at that time. That was a performance workshop. Learned lots of little tips and tricks on how to be a better and more comfortable performer, because I was one of those performers where I would get up on stage and like I was visibly uncomfortable, which made the audience visibly uncomfortable. It was just anxiety city. Just went almost every week and would just rehearse. I was with other people, so you were able to like see how other people improved as well and get tips and tricks from them. For example, one of the tricks I learned was when you're performing, rather than like over emoting and feeling like you had to like be so emotional and tell your story. A lot of times when that happens, it's kind of counterintuitive because you think you have to like feel the emotion to get someone else to feel it. But really what ends up happening is that someone else is just watching you emote versus like actually feeling it themselves. And so if you are singing your song and you're singing the lyrics in a way that you are speaking to someone, speaking to different people in the audience as you're singing, or using your imagination and thinking that, feeling like you're on the phone with your best friend and you're telling them the story of the song in like the way that you would speak the words rather than the way that you would like sing the words. What happens is it's like you tone down the emotion in a way and you're communicating it in a way that we're so used to communicating anyway, like through talking. And it somehow allows people to like click into the song better and like feel the emotion better. It translates because you're focused less on like your own emotion and feeling it and more on like communicating to somebody else. Number 4, fear is an arrow. When I first started pursuing music, I got a coffee house gig, like a little residency at a coffee house in my neighborhood. I performed every Wednesday night during the summer. It was when I was in college, and I was terrified every Wednesday. I would wake up every Wednesday morning with like a knot in my stomach, feeling like just so nervous the entire day. I would go to the coffee shop and I perform. People would come, my friends would come, my family would come. Like people were so incredibly supportive. I would sing for like an hour and I was so scared. And I kept thinking like, okay, by the end of the summer, it will get better. And it didn't get better. I was just so scared. I know muscle memory, like performing, just didn't give it long enough. I thought that a summer was enough and it wasn't enough. And I didn't know that then. And so by the end of the summer, I mistakenly thought, oh, like this isn't coming naturally. So it must like not be what I'm supposed to do. And what I didn't understand then, and it took so many years for me to learn this, is that the fear is an arrow. The fear was showing me where I was supposed to go because fear is a sign that this is where you're going to grow the most. I'm not talking about like tiger is chasing you kind of fear or like, oh man, I'm getting bad vibes kind of fear. Like, not the kind of fear I'm talking about. I'm talking about the kind of fear where you're just scared to do something because you're limiting yourself. That kind of fear. I made the mistake of thinking that that fear was something to listen to rather than an arrow showing me where to go. Don't mistake fear as a sign that you're not meant to do what's in your heart, because what you want to do in your life, like what you're meant to do in your life, is in your heart for a reason. I think that we all have different whispers that our heart tells us. So for some people, it's music, like me. For some people, it's film. For some people, it's math. For some people, it's science. For some people, it's animals. Everyone has the whispers in their heart telling them what to do, and they're there for a reason. And I think that sometimes, at least in my experience, there's a lot of fear that comes with that because we're being asked to grow so much to fulfill our life purpose. Number 5, last but not least, it's not that you don't have enough time. It's a hard one. I actually learned this one during the pandemic. This is a kind of recent one for me. It's when I was trying to learn how to produce and I kept thinking, I don't have enough time. But then the pandemic happened and I had nothing but time. I was very privileged to have all that time. And suddenly I still wasn't learning how to produce. And I was like, oh, it's not that I don't have enough time. It's that I don't have the discipline. I was self-sabotaging myself, probably out of fear and overwhelm. That's when I started figuring, okay, how do I get over this? Like, how do I learn to be more disciplined? How do I learn to make music and work on music every single day? And for me, what that looked like was I started taking some online production courses that had deadlines, and I am nerdy, and so like academic kind of like deadline oriented stuff worked really well for me. And I took like 2 or 3 of those before I got the muscle memory to be like, okay, cool. Every day I'm blocking off this time period, and I'm working on music during this time, and then now I'm releasing my own songs that I've produced on my own. And now I'm really focused on getting better at video and getting better at like visually communicating my art and myself and those things. A lot of times when we think we don't have enough time, sometimes that's the truth, right? Like if you're juggling a lot, like absolutely that can be the truth. But sit with yourself and see, is this a lack of time or am I self-sabotaging myself? Am I scared? Is my subconscious coming up and getting in my way? Is fear self-sabotaging me? In my case, it was fear self-sabotaging me. I'll end with this. If you want to be an artist, if you want to be a musician, it's in your heart for a reason. And it definitely hasn't been an easy road, but I couldn't do anything else. And so I wish you your heart's desire. I wish for you what your heart is whispering to you, because it is a truth teller. That's what we got. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. If this helped in any way, please let me know. I would love to hear that. I would love for you to subscribe. I'll be making more videos like this. So I wish you a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day, and see you later.